our food. That same apple that you have, that same organic tomato, looks so pretty. It's not going to have as many vitamins and minerals as our great grandmas had, right? And so, and it's just the reality. So we need supplementation. We have to have it.
Destination podcast. I'm here with Andrea Bazoin and Diamond Michael, and we're going to talk about doTERRA essential oils and what it could do for your life and how it can improve your health, your well-being, and your home. So I'm so excited to welcome both of you here today. So first of all, why is Diamond your first name?
Yes.
It is?
Yes.
Okay. Is Michael your last name, or is it a dual first name?
No, the dual first name and then the last name Scott, just like there's Michael Scott on the show The Office.
Okay.
I'm surprised you're bringing that up voluntarily.
Is that something that you like? I don't watch The Office, so I don't know if that's a good thing or not a good thing.
It's much better. Let's see. It's much improved.
Okay.
In terms of my
the British office or the American office?
The American.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, wonderful. Diamond Michael. Okay, because some people, I've heard them call you Michael, but
yeah.
Andrea always calls you Diamond Michael.
Yeah.
Now I know why. So now
It'll always be a diamond to me.
Yeah.
So tell me, how did you two meet?
Oh, that's a funny story.
Oh, that's a great story. I'll let you.
I was at Founded in FOCO, which is our community's startup week or business conference, and standing next to this handsome gentleman over here, but he's got this roller bag with him, and I'm like, are you moving in? Like, what's happening? Why do you have that bag with you? And it turns out you want to pick up that part of the story.
Yeah. So I've been a nomad for many, many years, and I was down in Denver, lived off and on down there for 13 years, and I had just come up to Fort Collins to, a couple of nights. Let me see what's going on up there. It had been years since I'd been in the city, and so I came up for 2 nights. And when Andrea and I met, I was in between Airbnbs, and so I had my roller bag, and she's looking at me like, what's up with the roller? We're at a business conference. So in any event, I came up for 2 nights, and 2 nights turned into 2 weeks, and 2 weeks turned into 2 months, and it's now been a year.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
That's wonderful.
But to get into your question about what kind of brought us together, we're both essential oil nerds.
Mm-hmm.
That's
so were you essential oil nerds before you met, or did this happen in the process?
Yeah.
So I've been using essential oils for about 15 years, and I would just use them every now and then, find whatever I could find in the stores, and they were okay. Nothing that was really wowing me, but they worked fine. And at one point, I got invited to one of those parties where you're like, I know they're going to try to sell me something. And I'm like, in the back of my mind, so it was my friend Jamie who invited me to a party. And I knew there's me wine and friends and food. I said, I'm going to go to this party, but I'm not buying any of their crap. I'm not going to buy their stuff. And but despite myself, they were passing around these oils. And every time they'd pass one around, I just was like, oh my God, it smelled so good. And I was like, the next person would be like, can I have that bottle, please? And I think my body just knew they were different. They were really pure. And so I've been with doTERRA specifically for about 6 years. But that's how I discovered oils. I'd been using them for years, thinking that I knew, and then I just really didn't know. So that's my story.
Yeah. And she introduced me to the company, which was just so in alignment with who I am as an individual. I eat clean. I've been carb-free since 2012, walk everywhere.
Did you say carb-free?
Carb-free since 2012.
Oh, carb-free. I thought you said carb-free.
Carb-free.
Well, no.
Yeah, that would be
He eats my sourdough bread whenever every chance he gets, so no.
Okay, carb-free, guys.
Yeah, carb-free, yeah. So health has been a big thing with me for many, many years. I was a nutrition major for 2 years at The Ohio State University.
The Ohio State.
Yeah. And,
Well, I know, Andrea, for you, you have a really keen interest in food and food sustainability. So how do the oils fit into that? Especially because I think all over the world it's really important today. And, I was about to bring up the meeting of the Ukrainian president with our president.
Well, I haven't even seen it yet, so I know.
I Googled it because I Googled it. And oh my gosh, it's many things. It's many things. But it makes me think of the importance of growing your own food and knowing where your food comes from and having access to food. When you see it, I think you'll understand what I'm talking about. So tell me a little bit about that. And actually, you were supposed to go to the World Food Conference in Rome.
Yeah.
But I went in your stead.
Yes.
Yeah, which was fabulous. We still haven't spoken about it.
Yeah.
And so it's a passion of mine as well. So tell me how that fits in with the oils.
Yeah. So specifically, I would say it's been about 2 years now that I have, I think I got interested in vegetarianism and veganism, and then watched one too many documentaries, and then it was like, okay, I'm done now. Like, that's the end of meat for me. But, to your point about, the relationship that we have to our food systems right now, it's very tenuous, and we don't really, there's so much we don't have control over, but there's plenty we do have control over, and that is to do the very best we can to seek out pure things that we put in our minds and our bodies and our hearts. Relationships, it's really about finding the cleanest, purest things we can put so that our body functions well. And so we know that we live in a world where there's a lot of industrial agriculture, for example, a lot of pesticides, a lot of mistreatment of animals, of people, even, the conventional plants that we are growing, the people who are harvesting them are getting exposed to a lot of chemicals, and there's just a lot of things that are no good, and it's not good energetically, it's not good physically. So I think I've just been on a journey for years now, and we share that journey. I think you've been on that too. I think all of us share that journey of just doing the best we can with what we can control to find pure products, pure food, and purity meaning no chemicals, no pesticides, and no hate and no damage, right? We want to have things that are surrounded with love and about mutual care and respect. And so I think my food journey has really mirrored my oil journey in the sense that I'm looking for companies I can trust. And it's more than ever, 2025 and beyond, we need things we can trust. And that we can say, I know for sure they're not going to mess with me. I know for sure they're not going to feed me a line, and actually they're cutting corners here and cutting corners there. We can't have that, and there's plenty of companies doing it, plenty of companies greenwashing. And so I think when I found doTERRA, I'm so proud. I'm really proud to be a member of this company because there are no cutting corners. So for a small example, they're in one of the oils we have is vetiver. It comes from Haiti. And they had real problems with water scarcity. And so the farmers themselves had no access to clean running water. And so doTERRA built wells, dug the wells, and it was a really hilly area, and they were deep wells. And so they were able to do that so that they would have clean running water so they could work. So it's a virtuous cycle. Like, we need the oil, they need water and health and access to the resources they need. And so it's a win-win. And I think we need to do all we can to find those win-win solutions everywhere in life. And this is one company I know I can trust for that reason.
Nice. And for you, Michael?
Well,
Diamond Michael.
Yeah.
Diamond Michael.
Years ago, my mother introduced my brother and I to something called the macrobiotic diet. And we just thought that was just the strangest thing. We weren't quite sure what was on our plate. But that was kind of my first foray into, plant-based eating as a kid. And that evolved. As I mentioned, I was a nutrition major for a couple of years in college. And that has evolved to, for me, part of my diet is one meal a day. I'm a one meal a day primarily. Now, I'll snack a little bit, but some of the carbs every once in a while.
Andrea's every time I bake.
Every time she bakes,
those snacks knock you out of one meal a day.
Yeah.
You're now no longer one meal a day.
All right. But generally, that's my philosophy is, minimalist, a little less. As I mentioned, I'm car free, so I like to get out and walk and take in the air and make sure that my body is mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually whole. And that has really paid off over the years. I've not had any major illnesses. I've stubbed my toe a couple of times, but gotten past the fact that, life, you're going to have pain every once in a while.
Yeah.
But it's been an amazing journey, and I attribute, at least a part of that to lifestyle, taking care of my life.
So how do the oils fit into that for you?
Well, I get introduced to, doTERRA, and off I go. And one of the ones that has been really phenomenal for me, because it's easy and it's in a little packet. It's called VMG.
Okay.
And V stands for vitamin,
Okay.
M stands for minerals,
Okay.
G stands for greens. We all need our greens.
Is this the one that's like the one?
Yes.
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 It
Yes.
is the
Exactly.
one.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I mix it up in my, some water in the morning, or I put it in a smoothie. The thing that's just comforting about it is it's easy, it's simple, and it covers all of the different vitamins and minerals and essential things that our bodies need.
So, people, it's so funny. So I'm from Trinidad. Everybody knows. I'm from Trinidad and Tobago. Well, not everybody knows, but most people in our audience know. And sea moss is a thing. And sea moss has gotten a lot of attention lately. So how would this compare to something like that?
Well, it's got some of those elements in it. I could read you a whole list of things that are, really consistent with like sea moss. It's got spirulina, I think. Yeah.
And
So
I was just going to mention, I think one of the important things that a lot of people don't realize, you can have a really clean diet and all organic and do the best you can. But unfortunately, we have really done a number on our soils over the years. And most people are a little bit familiar, but our soils aren't as mineral dense and nutrients dense as they once were. And so our food, that same apple that you have, that same organic tomato, looks so pretty, it's not going to have as many vitamins and minerals as our great grandmas had,
1950s, yeah.
right? And it's just the reality. So we need supplementation. We have to have it because your body has to have all the foundational nutrition that to be able to fight off today's toxins, today's diseases, today's lifestyle, all the processed stuff we get. And again, even if you're like doing the perfect job, there's traffic, there's just pollution out there, and we get exposed to toxins. And so letting your body have that foundation is really critical. And I wish we didn't have to supplement. It'd be nice if all our food was perfectly clean, but it's just not. And so I know you've really seen a big difference for yourself. I think you were out of VMG for a while.
Right. I was like, okay, I gotta get it ordered here.
You could feel it.
Yeah, I could feel it.
So
I
what
could
was
really
the
feel it.
difference?
Well, just a general vitality. How you kind of get up in the morning and it's like, oh yeah, a few days, yeah, just energy levels, that sort of thing. So it was very, very subtle. But definitely noticeable.
And I think with a lot of these things, it's not that you necessarily from one day to the next go, oh, I feel so different.
Exactly.
It's an investment in long-term health. Just like we're long-term, we're being exposed to different things. We need a regular daily, investment in our health every single day. And you may not see that difference or notice it the next day or the next month even. But over time, it's kind of like those ships that, they say that if you just go like 1 degree difference this way or that way over 100 or 500 or 2,000 miles, you're going to be in completely different directions. And so in a lot of ways, the small investments we make every day in our health and our relationships and all those things we've been talking about, it does make a difference over the course of your lifestyle.
Well, for everything, it's all about consistency, right?
Yeah.
And each day builds upon the last. So tell me a little bit more, you and I talk a lot about, Andrea, cleaning with essential oils. I'm all about cleaning with essential oils. I'll tell you a little story. I don't know if I ever told you this story, but I don't think people realize like how powerful lavender is.
Oh, yeah.
Lavender, and I think rosemary maybe is powerful as well. So I don't know, a couple decades ago, I had this SUV and I had lavender oil and I put it in is it the console that's in the middle? I put it in the cup holder. And I don't know, forgot it there or whatever, left it for a couple days. came back to a hole in the console, and I could see it down there. I don't know what, I couldn't tell what it was holding on to, but I couldn't believe the lavender oil was that strong to eat through the whatever material of the console. And what's important about that, so it takes me to the next story, which, I used to Airbnb my place a lot. And I would hate when my tub was brown. You could tell who washes their tub every day and who doesn't. And I would come back and my pristine white tub would be brown. And this one particular time, we tried everything. And my mom brought in all these heavy duty chemical cleaners, baking soda, all the things. And it just, I thought it was going to be brown, like for all intents and purposes for the future. Well, I used an essential oil and some baking soda. Yeah. And literally in minutes, it was white. And I couldn't believe that. And so I use essential oils for all of my cleaning. Mm-hmm. Years ago, I made my home a clean home. So for detergent, I use magnets. We don't use any paper products in the house, reusable paper towels, reusable Swiffers, that kind of, not Swiffers, but, the cloth. And it smells great, but it's so funny. You see those commercials about, the lavender smell is not clean. Yeah, let me smell some chemicals that rot my lungs.
Yes. The latest one, I laugh every time. I laugh with tears in my eyes, but there's like a Clorox bleach with lavender. Yeah. And the ladies
after all the years that they were doing that commercial to say that it was bogus, right?
Yes. So she's cleaning with bleach and there's like flowers in the air. I'm God, I'm just crying for this poor woman cleaning. No, I don't know whatever gave us the idea that clean means chemicals because it's literally making your house a toxic environment. So I know when I go to your house, it smells clean in a way that when you go outside, it smells clean. Our indoor environments, we've been hearing more and more about this, that our indoor environments are actually can be way more toxic than our outdoor environments, which is really saying something. So clean should feel like being in a forest or being outside in a fresh air, not like covered with a chemical smell. So yeah, they are very powerful. And not just powerful for like a nice smell, but they are very powerful for killing viruses and germs. So you just don't need bleach and chemicals to get that sort of sanitary clean. You can get that with plants.
Many of them antifungal, antiviral, antibacterial, and people don't realize that, right? When you have a different, like you, I haven't been sick for decades. Did you have COVID?
I did once, yes, I did. Yeah.
Well, you didn't because you said you haven't been sick. So, and I was running the streets. I was running the streets in South America. Life is good, but no COVID for me. Right. But yes, daily greens. Making sure your home is as clean as it could possibly be. The air, the surfaces, all the things. It's so funny. I also don't allow shoes in my house for that same reason. And some people don't take so well to that, but I'm like, you can leave.
Well, I know. And people have kids and pets, and when you're cleaning the floors with the Mr. Clean or whatever goes in there, they get that on their paws and crying. And they're licking everything and it's no good. So the good news is we have plants and they're really affordable. So here, I'll show you just an example. This is peppermint and this is just a essential oil bottle. There's 250 drops in here. And in a spray bottle of cleaner, I'll probably use like a spray bottle like this. Maybe I'll use 10 drops, 15 if I really want it to be powerful. They last a long time and they work well and you can clean. People will laugh, but like peppermint specifically, I will, clean a surface and then I can literally spray it in my mouth, and people go, what? You cannot do that with any other brand, first of all, of essential oil. Definitely not with bleach. Like, please don't put other essential oil brands in your mouth. But yeah, this particular brand is so clean that there's actually supplement facts on this particular bottle, and so you can take it internally. But that's how clean it is, right? And how many bottles say, do not, caution with your eyes, don't get any skin contact, and I don't have to worry about that. So my kid, he's 12, Antoine, and he's learning to clean, and I just don't have any fears about him. I don't give him gloves. Just get it clean. It's Castile soap and some essential oils is all we have.
Well, There are the hand things thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I haven't been using gloves ever.
Oh yeah, and
it's
it's a little
drying.
rough. Yeah, true. To protect us from the water exposure.
Right.
Yes, that's true. That's
Yeah,
true.
yeah.
But no, that really is the good news. I think that people don't have to have this stuff. We've normalized a lot of this kind of cleaner. You know, I want my house to be clean, and people want their houses to be clean,
Like. Yeah.
right? And so we've just normalized that, and people just don't know. And so I think the main focus that we do all the time is education. So once a month we have a brunch and learn at our house. So our March topic is going to be, this is being taped in March, so it's going to be spring cleaning and all that kind of toxic, you know, anything you put on your skin, your hair, you know, your food, it all adds up. And so there's, you know, we have options. That's really the main message we want to give people is you have options. You don't have to go with the toxic stuff. Cheaper isn't always better. You know, you might be saving $1 here and there, but at what cost to your health?
Right.
So, you know, and you don't have to drop $1,000 to get something better. You know, it's affordable and better, and you deserve it.
It's an investment.
Yeah.
So what would be your top? Oh, well, now you made me think it's really expensive.
No, but it's
I can
it's
tell
a good
you.
investment. They're
Yeah.
good investments.
So
Yeah.
a bottle of peppermint, I forget exactly, but it's around $25 for this bottle. So
And
that's
how many drops again?
250 drops.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's not. It's more expensive than you're going to pay for something at whatever retailer you go to. But you only need 10 to 20% of essential oil in the bottle in this country to say right on the bottle 100% pure.
Oh, really?
So it'll say 100% pure peppermint oil, and you can get a big bottle like this for $20 at whatever retailer. I won't name the retailers.
Right.
And it's adulterated. It's not real. And we know that because there's no way that you can get that much plant material at that cost. So there's ethers, fillers, fragrances, vegetable oils, things to fill up that quantity. So it might say 100% pure, but it's not.
And what's bad about those things?
Well, it's not it's like the difference between eating, you know, a strawberry and a strawberry popsicle. You know, it's like one might taste like strawberry and, you know, look like it's got strawberry in it, but it doesn't. And so if you're looking for a medicinal benefit, a pharmaceutical benefit, a kill the germs benefit, you're not going to get it with that product. You're going to smell something that's kind of like it, you know, and all those old essential bottles people have, open them up 10 years later, they're going to be sticky, they're going to be all gunky because it's not real. I can keep this for the next 50 years. It's going to be exactly the same today as it is then because it doesn't go rancid. They're pure.
That is a good tip.
Yeah.
What I was about to ask you is, tell me your top 3 tips
Okay.
for how, let's start with how essential oils enhance your life.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, so I can do that.
I'm going to say,
Oh, go ahead.
can you do 3 each? Do you have
Yes.
3 each? Okay.
Would you like me to
Okay,
start?
let's do that.
Yeah, go ahead.
So essential oils are so powerful to use in lots of different ways. So my top 3 tips is that you can use them in 3 ways. So the first is aromatically. For that, I love peppermint to open up the airways. So what I will do first thing in the morning, because I'm a snoozer, I have a hard time waking up in the morning and I'm kind of just like, I'd rather just sleep in. So I lazily grab my bottle of peppermint and I get a little drop. Will you hold that for me, please? You know, rub it in my hands. Take a deep breath, and I'm already awake, you know, because it's just
I can
opening.
smell it.
You can smell it
here when you did that.
Yep. So they are volatile aromatic compounds.
That was like a gum commercial.
Yes.
Minty fresh.
It's amazing, right? And it just wakes you right up, and it makes you feel refreshed, and it opens your airways. So, and your olfactory bulb is just behind the bridge of your nose. It's connected to your amygdala in your limbic brain. And so when you smell something, you feel something, and you remember something. So it's very aromatically is a really good way to support memory function and just mood. So diffusing them is really good. So the second way is topically. So that is if you got an ache, a pain, a pimple, a burn, wrinkles, anything that's like in one area.
Wrinkles.
Yes. So lavender, any flower oil is really wonderful for the skin. So I have just some fractionated coconut oil, like a carrier oil, but I have moringa oil. I have whatever carrier oil you like, and I have my own serum that I make for my face. I put a little pump of serum, put it all over my face every day, even my eye area, everything, my neck, using that topically. So I can make my own real fancy serums for a fraction of the price. So I do that every day. And then the third one is internally, but again, I'm going to stress only doTERRA, because we were the most tested, the most trusted oils. So I just can't vouch for any other company. But internally, I'm going to say for cellular support, you can read between the lines. I take a drop of frankincense under the tongue every day, because I don't want to have any of those lifestyle diseases that can come up, the big C, and it can be really scary. So I take a drop of frankincense under the tongue every day just to keep myself healthy and well.
I like that one. Okay, you're up.
Well, she took all of my thunder.
Oh, sorry.
This is good. But let me mention this. There are essential oils, and then there are doTERRA essential oils. And one of the things that I like about doTERRA, a couple of things. One, the foundation for all of their products are essential oils. Okay, even this. So that's really, really key in terms of what we've been talking about relative to the quality. Not everything is quality. So that is one advantage. The other is there is this technology that I've known about for a few years, and I was really excited to find out that doTERRA embraces this. It's the liposomal technology, because here's what most people don't know. A lot of what we ingest, even with, you go into a health food store and there's vitamin A and D and C and pantothenic acid, if you want to get real technical. And a lot of it is not absorbed in the body. Liposomal technology helps with that. By way of example, I've been taking vitamin C for probably 30, 35 years, upwards of 5,000 milligrams a day. And that has been enhanced by the liposomal technology that is a part of many good vitamin C formulas. So as a part of all of this, the beauty is it's foundational to what doTERRA is all about. The quality, and most importantly, if you can be eating the best, that your best life per se, your high quality stuff, but and taking supplements, but if it's not absorbed in the body, it's just coming right out of your system.
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. And you're wasting your money for that, man.
Yeah. Yeah. It's not really what you eat, it's what you absorb that really matters.
Good point. So how does your son take to all this?
Oh, he's been using oils now since he was about 5. And the very first time I saw a big difference for him was when we just got started. I think he was about 6. He woke up with a bad tummy ache in the middle of the night. And you can't give a 6-year-old Pepto-Bismol or whatever other things are out there. And so we have a blend called Digest Zen, and it's got peppermint and fennel and ginger and all the things you'd normally want to take for a tummy ache. And I just, put some with some coconut oil, rubbed it on his tummy, and 10 minutes later he was asleep and fine. And so, we've been using them. He's now entering into puberty, which he doesn't really want to talk about, but starting to get little pimples and little things. And so we've got a face blend for him that he uses. And it's just I think when we think of the healthcare system, we imagine that doctors have our health in mind, and they do. And, we love doctors, and we have our chief medical officer, he's a, physician, but our health care is really our choice. Our daily actions are part of our health care. Sick care is when we go to the doctor. When we're sick, when we're not well, when we need some, aid, we'll go to the doctor, but our health care is our responsibility. And so it's been so great to use these tools to teach Antoine what caring for his own health looks like on a daily basis. And a lot of these small things, he had a little something on his foot, a wart or something, on his foot, took care of it with oils, just all the little things we can do for our health every day that we don't need over the counters. We don't need doctors. I've got, tools any time of the day or night, ear infections, that kind of thing. But if I break an arm, you better believe I'm going to be in the doctor's office. I'm not going to put essential oils on my broken arm, right? And so, of course, utilize the doctor. Go get your annual exams, go get your mammograms, but all that healthcare you can do on your own.
So, I find that interesting. Your family's very cross-cultural. Mm-hmm. So Antoine's father is French, and you're Chilean, Nebraskan, right? And recently you all went to Chile.
We did.
And you had some activity there with doTERRA.
Yes.
So tell us about that.
Oh, I was so pleasantly surprised. I guess I should stop being surprised because this is just our company. But I was going in these remote areas. So one place I did go to was called the Valle de Elqui, which is a place where they have some of the darkest night skies in the world. So I went there to do some stargazing, and they're just little villages. I took a dusty bus up a rickety hill of mountains and, just to really remote places. And I look over and I see a doTERRA diffuser, going at this, tourist spot. I thought, oh my God, like it's everywhere. And so I helped somebody there. There was another woman in, another town where she had some mental health challenges, and so I was helping her with some oils we had there because it's very good for mental health as well. So they're just universal. We're in 46 countries is where we source oils, and I forget the number of countries where we are based, but Chile is one of the markets that we're based in. So we're a global company, just like this company, and it just feels so good to know that the whole world is just being lifted by these oils, and that we have these beautiful partnerships. So even when we in our own particular country, I'll keep things neutral, but we think we just want to make everything great on our own end, and that's not reality. It's not our reality that we live as cross-cultural people, as the cultures community. That's not, I think, the world that we want to live in. We want to be together. We want to share and learn from one another and contribute to a global society. And so I'm really excited that this is a way that we can do that. I will be opening a team in Chile, starting with, I have a cousin there who's really excited, and so we're going to start there. But this is the kind of beauty of the business. We didn't really talk about the business end, but on the business end, you can create a global company, which is really wonderful.
Nice.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And so you've been nomadic. So tell us, what's the best experience you've had with these essential oils so far?
Well, I can tell you the funniest experience is I called a friend down in Phoenix, and excitedly telling her about our working relationship, and it was around essential oils, and she's like, "Oh my goodness, essential oils!" She goes, "My mom would literally let the lights go out in the house if she couldn't afford anything else
but
to
she
get
bought
her.
Essential oils.
She bought the essential oils."
And she's probably still helping.
Yeah.
Well, thank you both. It's been a pleasure having you here. I love speaking about health, speaking about alternative ways to make sure that your body, your environment, and the environment is helping keep you healthy. So I think the work that you're doing is really important. And I think the outreach that you do every day, especially on an international and on a cross-cultural level, really, really good. So thanks for being here. We appreciate it.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah. And thank you for joining us on this episode of the Destinations Podcast. We look forward to seeing you so we can explore your cultural passions. Thanks for being part of the Destinations Podcast family. We're so glad you're here, and you can help us grow as well. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe, whether you're listening or watching. And make sure that we bring you content that helps you not only be truly, authentically you, but helps you embrace your cultural passions.